السلام عليكم، أهلا وسهلا فيكم، نورتونا. في البداية نفسي أنا اسمي لما بن صديق، وإن شاء الله I will host Creative Mornings رياض. في البداية حابة أبدأ بأنه إحنا دحين بنعيش أيام مميزة، بأنه بكرة إن شاء الله اليوم الوطني السعودي 88 توحيد المملكة العربية السعودية، فكل عام ووطننا بخير. نتكلم عن Creative Mornings. Creative Mornings هو عبارة عن حدث عالمي موجود في 189 مدينة في العالم. الشهر اللي فات قلنا بأنه موجود في 188. الشهر هذه في مدينة في الهند فتحت إن شاء الله. They will launch anytime soon. الثيم اليوم هذا الشهر في سبتمبر نتكلم عن كيوس. الواحد لما يفكر بكيوس إيش ممكن تيجي في بالكم؟ أنا for example قلت كيوس is confusion. Any participation? Yeah. Creativity. Okay. Yes. Mess. Sorry? Yes. Good. Any other? Okay. كيوس في معلومة تعلمتها جديدة في الثيم، بأنه أيام الأنشنت جريس كان كلمة كيوس معناها هاوية، اللي هي الامتي void before the life. بعد كذا في القرن السابع عشر تبنوها اللغة الإنجليزية، تبنتها وصار اسمها كيوس، من فوضى، من misdelusion، من pain، ويتعدد تحتها أشياء كثير. اليوم عندنا speaker who's creative. He's a morning person. He studied dental, but he quit his practice. He's into design. He's into creative art, and he's the best we consider it for Kios. He has something very special that he will be talking about. So let's give a clap to Fayiz Melibary.
صباح الخير يا رياض، كيف حالكم؟ مين قال مكة؟ يعطيكم العافية. Thank you. طيب, I am very happy to be part of Creative Mornings. صراحة أنا كنت متابع Creative Mornings من أيام ما كان في جدة. And يعني the idea was very captivating for me that you come in the morning and talk to people about something creative. Something about creativity keep intriguing me. قبل 10 سنين أفتكر يعني while I was still in the middle of practicing dentistry, يعني something kept nagging me that يعني what's the most ideal title that I would like to carry as a career or as a profession, and it was creative. But you don't find someone who's called creative. It's either creative designer, creative chief officer, creative, there's something about it. So I decided to pursue the word creative. In a way or another, it took me to different paths in life. جزء كبير منها خلاني أتخبط في المهن بشكل مرة كبير. And this is gonna come into our theme. The interesting part is إنه يعني the theme of this month was not revealed except about 3 weeks ago. يعني I was here attending, ولما قالت لنا the next theme for next month is chaos, وأنا بس ضربت على صدري قلت والله عندي أنا حتكلم عنه. And sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for. Exactly after that, with 2 days, نزلت علينا كمية مشاريع. Where I work, I literally stopped sleeping. So part of the creative process is that I was thinking about chaos while I was living it. My life literally turned into chaos. The past 3 weeks, literally, يعني أنا كنت بصحى أروح المكتب أرجع أشوف المخدة من المخدة على شاشة اللابتوب. I was working بالإضافة إلى being on ground. It was chaotic. With that and the shortness of time, I wanted to make a presentation or a creative presentation about chaos. I decided to make it very chaotic. I thought about the word chaos, and I thought about Creative Mornings. What is Creative Mornings? Creative Mornings is واحد, a morning. We're having a very good morning. creative, we talk about something creative. Community, you guys are creative, our community, and we're living in Riyadh. So I'm gonna make a very chaotic presentation to morning people in the community of Riyadh. So I decided to do it. So what is it like to be living in chaos? زي ما قلت لكم, I was preparing for the presentation in the back of my mind, and my partner at the company جاني بعد عيد الأضحى ومشروع ورا مشروع ورا مشروع ورا مشروع ويا فايز يلا تصرف. And I started handling it. Living in chaos, there is something very deep and very meaningful about living in chaos, and I hope you guys, I hope أقدر أوصل لكم هذه المعلومة اليوم. But I often, I grew up to see the silver lining in everything that happens in life. So even chaos, it sounds very chaotic. It gives you ideas of being random and things going on different ways. However, there is order in the back of everything that happens. So is it really chaos? Let's explore. مين يعرف ايش هذه العلامة؟ يا غش أنا قايل لك هي أمس. Okay. Does anybody know? Go ahead. Yes, it's the yin yang. Okay, it's a Chinese concept that says in every white thing there's a black thing, or in every good there's a percentage of bad, and in every bad there's a percentage of good. هذه لو طبقناها in the theme of chaos, in every chaotic theme there is order, and in every order there is a point of chaos. حكمة إلهية مهما فكرت في أي شيء في الدنيا, it's always there. So, before I go into the or let's start with it. To make it chaotic, I am very comfortable with public speaking. You guys may realize by now. I've done public, or I've done talks. I made a TED talk before. حاجات كده. I'm very comfortable standing in front of people and talking and bragging and everything. So when this came to me, Creative Mornings, and I decided to make it the most difficult talk I've ever given. So I decided not to think about it, not to plan for it, just come and do something. One of the things that I thought of, I couldn't do it, but I somehow managed, is to make it chaotic by doing the template of the presentation and ask everybody who's coming in through the door to give me one word. And we'll put the word in the presentation, and I force myself to think about it and talk, or I improvise about it. However, yesterday I chickened out. So I spoke with Lama. شوفوا just to be very honest, it's a creative morning talk. I am not here to change your life. I hope I can, but if I didn't, please forgive me. The thing is a challenge for me, and I hope to get to inspire you with one thing today. And if I did, then I did the objective of this presentation. So we put the question in Instagram story. Thank you for everybody who responded. You guys are awesome. In addition to a couple of people who actually participated and gave us a single word when they were coming in. So one of the first words is stability. What is stability? I'm going to make it very brief. I remember I spoke to my cousin about 15 years ago when he got married. And I told him, do you feel stable? هل أنت حاسس بالاستقرار? Now that you are married? قام قال لي كلمة. قال لي آخر مكان تحس فيه في الاستقرار هو عند بيت مامتك، لما تصحى من النوم تلاقي فطور على الطاولة، لما تلاقي ملابسك مكوية ومغسولة في بيتك، لما تلاقي كل حاجة متجهزة لك أنت بس تصحى وتروح شغلك وترجع. Getting married means you become responsible, and putting food on the table is something that you have to do. Otherwise, you wake up next day, you're not going to find it. Ironing and cleaning your clothes, you're going to have to pay for power, for water, for your own clothes, and someone to iron your clothes. Or you do it yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So if you're not married yet, and if you're still with your mom, enjoy your time. Because what's coming up It might not be very stable, but it's definitely going to be worth it. Magnanimous. نفسي أعرف مين اللي حط لي هذه الكلمة. Magnanimous means إيش يعني magnanimous؟ محمود? You don't? Okay. Anybody? Magnanimous means to be very generously forgiving. طيب معطاء وسموح. وللشخص اللي حط هذه الكلمة أنا حكون معطاء وسموح أنك حطيت لي هي. We are in a very difficult time globally where there's a lot of tension happening, and we do need more magnanimous people. I am a very forgiving person. It sometimes takes a toll on me, but I do invite you to become part of that. يعني I've often seen people who are unforgivingly unforgiving, and there's one thing I can tell you about that. When you hold a grudge against someone, it's like setting a fire inside of you. It's going to burn you while he's not even aware of what you hold against him. If there is something that you can forgive, forgive it. It's going to make you feel a lot better. And even though he doesn't know, he will appreciate it one day. Lost. How many of you are born after the year 2000? Oh, wow. You guys are not young. Except my daughter. The word lost is one of the things that shaped me into the person who I am today. It's one of the things that I learned to accept and embrace. I finished high school and I went to dental school. I spent 6 years becoming a dentist, and I practiced 4 years of dentistry. In the 10 years of me doing dentistry and practicing, I have no idea what is it that I wanted to do in life. Going to a clinic and treating a patient, even though I was good at it, did not come back to me. There was a sense of being lost. I embraced it. I kept looking. Keep on looking. I'm sure there is someone of you here who feels the same, who could be a graphic designer or interior designer or like an IT specialist or a finance major, but they don't feel it. They feel lost. They come to you. It's a very common word. When you talk to someone and he tells you, I'm lost, I don't know what to do in life. Embrace it. It's going to come back to you one day and you're going to find a purpose. Finding that purpose, usually, after becoming lost, is the reason that gives you motive to wake up next morning and become who you are. Peace. What is the meaning of peace? How many of you have internal peace? Like, طيب. Can you guys look around? How many of you have internal peace? Can you please raise your hands? Okay. So it's by maximum 40%. If that means something, there's 60% in the room who do not find the sense of peace inside of them. And, you know, for us to find global peace, we need to find internal peace before we strive toward it. And, you know, being peaceful is something very, very powerful. I'll tell you an example. I'm working on the National Carnival في شمال الرياض. There's a supplier who made up a huge tent with chairs, air conditions, and everything. In the middle of the stress and the chaos that is everything happening because of the National Day, this guy is always smiling. You come to him and telling him, I go to him and tell him that the tent is on fire, and he's like, yeah, that's fine. I can manage it. And he's always smiling. It's ridiculous. Yesterday at 10:30, in the middle of the chaos, I found him riding a bicycle and waving at people. Finding internal peace is very strong in a way that it keeps you focused on your goal, and it does not deviate you from your own goal, even in the middle of chaos. Find your own internal peace. Inspiring. What inspires you? That was the question last month. Can anybody tell me what inspires you? Give me a single word. Tell me. People inspire you. Thank you, Todd. Well, music and people. make sure that people who wake up every morning and come here to Creative Morning, they have a value. I invite each and every one of you to network today and take one thing that inspires you from each and every person. And I would like to start it. Please come to me and talk to me. I would love to get inspired by you before I even try to inspire you with something. It's not easy, but there's always something to inspire. Success. Success is one of the most difficult burdens of today. I struggled with it. When we think about success, what is it that we often think of? We often think of people who are on top of their game, but we often forget that people who are on the top of the mountain are often alone. Sometimes for you to become successful, it costs you a lot. It makes you, sometimes it makes you lose the people that you love in order for you to reach success. What I ask you to do, if you are on your journey towards success, think about others and try to grab someone by the hand when you go up the ladder so that you don't end up alone. Success, they say, success is often the journey, not the destination. Do you know why? Because it's very lonely on top. Different. What strives you to become different? I only had 5 minutes to think about this. What strives you to become different? Sometimes, or now, we are in a generation that is so focused on the hyper-individuality that people tell you have to be different, you have to show your own personal added value, but we often forget that we are different from everybody around us, but we are one. And that difference in value that makes us one is what makes us successful and thrive. So sometimes it's not always about embracing the difference, it's sometimes embracing the similarities that makes us. So think about that. Give it some thought, and think if you're trying so hard to become different, look back and see what is that similar. It could be your strongest asset, and it could push you forward. My mentor. الشخص اللي كتب لي هذه الكلمة, I asked for one word. He gave me 2. Something that is very important about mentorship. I grew up, I went to dental school. I did 13 different jobs after I finished dental school until I found where I want to go. I can't say I'm 100% sure that this is the pursuit that I want to continue my life in, but it's heading toward that direction. If you are young, if you're still in school, even if you are in the early 30s, even if you're in your 40s, if you did not find yourself a mentor, you're missing on a lot. Why? Because one of the biggest things that you can say about mentorship, or the biggest value of having a mentor, is saving time from making mistakes. All of us, we have to make mistakes, especially in the business world, for us to develop. When you have a mentor, the mentor have done numerous amount of mistakes, so that when he comes to you and you tell him, I have an idea, he knows what the mistakes that you might go through, and he tells you not to do it. This gives you 3 to 4 steps ahead of your own game before you make your own mistakes. So this gives you what? This gives you more room for mistakes that your mentor haven't done, and this prepares you to become a mentor. Mentorship is very, very important. It's a form of guidance. Sometimes the mentor, it could be your parent, your father, someone in your job, or even your teacher at school, or even a cat in the street. It's just how you should prepare yourself to find mentorship in each and everybody. My mentor is unfortunately sitting to the left playing on his Switch. He doesn't even care. But he taught me a lot. And the story is I can tell you the story later on. I don't make it focused on me. But please, the National Day is coming. It's in 2 days. كل عام وانتم بخير. It's a very good time to be in Saudi. It's a very good time. It's an amazing time to be Saudi. But it's an impressive time to be a Saudi woman. Look at all of you. How many men are there and how many women are there? Okay? Please, ladies. You ladies are going to change the face of Saudi Arabia. It's already happening. It's nobody can stop it. أنت وجه السعودية القادم. طيب السعودية القادمة هي امرأة. Find yourself a mentor. Please. Find yourself a mentor because you guys are very driven. You ladies are very driven. But there are generations before you that made mistakes. These mistakes are a gold mine that you can learn from and become better. You are already doing it, but find yourself a mentor, please. And, don't be embarrassed to look for life coaches. I don't know, there's some reason that people are embarrassed to approach life coaches. I had 3 life coaches until I found the guy who pushed me, Coach Abdullah Salban. Thank you very much for all of your help. I don't know if you're watching me or not, but don't be embarrassed. Find yourself a life coach. Going to one life coach, if it didn't click, it does not mean that life coaching doesn't work. No, you have to find your life coach that click with you and inspire you to move forward. I can't emphasize how important having a mentor is, but keep looking. Because each one of you have amazing potential. I want you to unlock it. طيب. All of this is important. Why? Because my daughter is 9, and I want one of you to be the mentor of her one day. Inshallah. Passion. What's your passion? There was a recent TED Talk that I watched. I don't know if any of you watched it, but said the pursuit of passion could be the most destructive force in your pursuit of success and happiness. Why? Because don't be focused on finding your own passion while missing on other things. We are all passionate people. We are humans. We have hearts. We have emotions. But if you focus on finding your own passion, you are missing on a lot of things that could help you find your own passion. بمعنى, if you are passionate about, let's say, cooking, on the pursuit of cooking, or becoming a culinary artist or a chef, if you focus only on doing that, you're probably going to miss on a lot of things. How can I explain this? If you would like to become a chef, go work in that industry. Become a supply chain manager, become a waiter. There's always something tiny that's going to help you into becoming the person that you want to be eventually, which is a chef. Passion is a drive. The pursuit toward passion and success, from my personal experience, as I said, I've done 13 different jobs after I finished dentistry. Data entry, graphic design, photography, crowd management, I don't know what. Today, all of that came back to me in a reflection. Every single thing that you've done, even if it was professionally or if it was amateurly. لو كنت تبيع بليلة في رمضان قدام بيتكم, trust me, when you become a businessman or become in your professional career, that thing is going to teach you something that's going to add to your personality in later in life. Embrace everything that you do. Never be embarrassed of what is it that you're doing. If you're doing calligraphy while you're being a doctor, trust me, the precision that calligraphy have taught you is going to make you a better surgeon. There's always a hidden value in everything that you do. Pursue, look for it, and add it to your persona. The biggest thing that you need to know, and we are often ashamed to talk about, is our flaws. Do you have bad temperament? You could become a very good project manager. Why? Because project managers, they have to be very hot people. They need to lose their temperament very quickly in order for them to get everything done. Never be embarrassed of your flaws, because your flaws is what's going to add to you. If you just turn the flaw the other way around, it's going to be your biggest asset if you embrace it and push it toward making yourself a better person. All of that is what passion is. Passion is not just a major that you want to focus on. No, it's the drive, the internal drive, the fire that keeps you going. Sometimes you're going to be, I'm pretty sure all of you are passionate, but you don't know what to word what. Keep that passion alive. Nurture it, and it will eventually come to you. Grit. What is grit? مين يعرف إيش يعني grit? مثابرة. Grit is what makes you look at everything and see that nothing is working out, yet you still wake up and go in the morning. I've been working out for the past 10 years. I've never reached my goal, but I still wake up and go every morning because I believe that one day I'll get there. I'm pretty sure one of you is doing something that is not working out, maybe practicing the violin. But believe me, it's what's gonna get you there is hard work. There's often a difference, or I read in one of the books, that people always tell you when you find like a very good football player, or like a musician, or an artist, like a painter or something, people say he's talented. Talent is a myth. You know why? Because if I got two people, one who has a head start because he knows how to use a brush more than you do, but you paint every day a lot more than him, in no time you're going to become better than him. The biggest example is for all the soccer fans is Messi and Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay? Cristiano Ronaldo is a person who wakes up every morning. He works out and he practices every single day. Michael Phelps. Do you know that Michael Phelps' daily practice was 8 hours a day? متخيلين انه في شخص بيسبح 8 ساعات في اليوم. He used to eat 5 pizzas a day, 20,000 calories, just to become the person that he is. Hard work and grit is what's gonna get you there. It's not talent. It's not talent. Never think that talent is where it's gonna get you there. If you're talented, that's very good for you, but it's never gonna spare you the grit and hard work to become better. LeBron James ايش يقول؟ LeBron James says, you know, practice does not make perfect. It's perfect practice that makes perfect. How do you get to perfect practice? By practicing every single day. Stay gritty. Expectations. How many of you are inspired today? By this time, did I inspire anybody? Do you feel inspired? Okay. So this is a chaotic presentation that I made. I did it. I did not prepare for it, but I was hoping to teach you all one thing. Is there any people, don't be ashamed, who came here and did not feel inspired? Please raise your hand. He's not inspired. Fine. That's fine. Do you know why? Because of this. In every inspired person, there is one who's not going to be inspired. It's always going to be perfectly balanced. This is the order of the universe. It's always balanced, as all things should be. How many here are a fan of Thanos? Did anybody get the reference? Nobody? Avengers. This is my part. I hope I added to your value. And I'm happy to answer your questions. And I hope I get to see you next month in Creative Mornings. I'm going to be a guest, and hopefully one of you is going to be the speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fayiz, for the inspiring talk. Is there anyone who has a question? Okay.
First, thank you so much for the great talk you did. Second, if you find a mentor, how do you know it's the right one? Or if he's guiding you in the right way? Or yeah.
Well, I don't have an answer for that, because the life coach who I believe he was my mentor, شيبت له راسه. I literally did. But the reason why I sticked with him is that even though I make it very difficult for him, he didn't give up. He comes back to me. And he keeps on digging. طيب, what you need to find is a person who believes in you and keeps pushing you. And every time you bring him, you know, an obstacle, he breaks it for you. And he keeps pushing you back toward yourself to prove to you that, you know, it's you who is failing yourself. Why am I saying this? Until I'm 37 years old. Until I was 35 or 34, I was extremely insecure in everything that I was talented in, or I was all the skills that I had. And that person, my life coach, Coach Abdullah Sabban, is the person who showed me how to turn every flaw or every insecurity into an asset. Sadly, everything that he told me is something that my wife, my friends have been telling me for the past 10 years. But sometimes it's someone who's outside of your circle is the person who's going to make you see it very clearly. I would like to add one more thing. البارت اللي قلت لكم that every skill that you acquire in your life is going to help you. If you are into reading books, there's a book called Body of Work that explains this theory very, very good. I encourage you to read it.
Any other question?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I kind of got a bit confused. So are you a dentist or are you doing something else? I didn't get it in the beginning of the talk.
So I am a graduate of dental school. I practiced dentistry for 4 years. أخذت رضا الوالدين وبعدين I quit. It was very difficult. I had to make my parents proud of me. The only way it worked is by becoming a dentist. After that, I started pursuing other things. Currently, I am at a company that called Hulam, who are sponsoring this event, and we do TV cinematic productions and event management and entertainment. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Tell us about your mentorship with your son. Okay.
Wow, okay. So, the kid that you're looking at, he's 8 years old. Hi. 3.5 years ago, he was diagnosed with leukemia. And he started the journey. إيش قال؟ Well, okay. So he was diagnosed with leukemia 3.5 years ago. I'm sorry, 4 years ago when he was 3.5. And I did something when he was born. I had a friend, his name is Ahmed Rawas. He called me and he's like, Fayiz, congratulations, ما أعرف إيش, blah, 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 blah. What did you name him? I told him I named him Ubada. Really interesting name. قلت له, listen, one day I'll remind you, this kid is going to change the world. I have no idea why I told him that. Okay? 3.5 years later, he was diagnosed with leukemia and it came back to me. He may not change the world, but he changed my world. That day he was diagnosed, you know, cancer is a very shattering experience. I hope none of you have to go through it. But when it happens to your son, it's extremely shattering. You know, I reached the bottom of the pit. I was at a point where I needed to do anything, alcohol, drugs, whatever, that could save me from that point. But at the same time, I remembered that he is going to look up to me. You know, I have a daughter. She's going to look up to me. How is it that I'm going to survive this pit without being self-destructive? And I decided to make a journal about his journey. And through that journey of him battling cancer until he survived it, he's now cancer-free, was the journey that made me the person who I am today. Today, you know, the past 3 weeks have been very, very difficult. I've done 3 productions, and the amount of pressure that I was going through is so immense. I don't know how I did not break, but I keep remembering when it gets really, really, really bad, I remember that, you know, it's nothing compared to having your son going through chemotherapy and his hair falling and he's complaining of pain, and this is nothing. What's going to happen? Our production is going to be stopped. You know, I know all the producers now is going to be angry, but at the end of the day, nobody's dead. Everything is fine. Keep moving forward. Figure something, you know, look at the obstacle as an obstacle and fix it and move forward. So this is something that it keeps coming back to me every time I think of something that is very difficult. Alhamdulillah, now I'm much, much more stronger. I can withhold an immense amount of pressure, and I keep moving forward. You know, the difficulties that comes to your life is often what's going to make you. It's not the comforts. So embrace them. Thank
Did
you.
you have any
Absolutely.
type of family support or friends, anyone support you and your family while you are going through this challenge? How was the support?
Nobody can survive anything, any obstacle without the supportive community. I had the support on social media. I had a very good amount of support, but the biggest amount of support that made us survive this is contributed to a doctor who passed away last month, Dr. Mohammed Al-Sadoun, Allah yarhamu. He was the founder of a community that is called Smile You Are Blessed. And it was the very first initiative in Riyadh that supports cancer children and help them to overcome their difficulties. One thing I learned from them, they were all medical students in the middle of medical school, yet they dedicate time every week to go and make random children happy. You know, they go out of their ways. They wear suits, they become mascots, and they go to children who are going through chemotherapy and steroids. If you don't know, I hope you don't, steroids and chemo is like by a sledgehammer every single day. It's very painful, and steroids alternate your mood. I had my son on the first day when he started steroids. صدقوني, he screamed out of his lung, pizza. He wanted pizza. I know my son, he never yells. But steroids change your mind. He started screaming pizza so loudly, I had to run out of the hospital to get him pizza. My son, when he was on steroids, he did not speak to me for 40 days. Not a single word. I could not make him happy. It's these people. Dr. Mohammed Al-Sadoun himself, Allah yarhamu, he had that strength to go and smash himself into my son until he made him happy. Allah yarhamu. Allah yarhamu. Thank you very much for reminding me of him. I hope I answered your question. غادة, تفضلي.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for this talk. It has been very inspiring.
Thank you.
My question was, I feel like you already answered, but I want to address it again. Where do you find your resilience against the hardship you face in your daily life? How do you keep pushing forward, or most likely what motivates you? I understand your family is a very strong factor in that, but where do you find it from within? Thank you.
It's something that resonates within you. I'm sure each one of you had something difficult, maybe a difficult parent, maybe a difficult teacher, maybe a difficult neighborhood, maybe a difficult skin color. It's something that inside of you, I'm pretty sure, is what's going to make you resilient. It's one thing about us being human is that we are a sponge. We absorb everything that happens toward us, but we often don't know what is it that we're supposed to take out of it. Look for it. Talk to people who know, this is the benefit of having a mentor. They listen to what you went through and they find the points of strength that are often the bottom of your pit. And they make you see it as a strength point that inspires you and makes you stronger. We can talk about that later on if you would like.
السلام عليكم. أنا أتكلم بالعربي عشان أكون مرتاح أكتر. هسألك سؤال حاول تفهمني، أوكي؟ عشان هو معقد شوية. اتكلمت عن البيس، inner peace. اتكلمت عن الباشن، واتكلمت عن عبادة، أوكي؟ دول أنا فاكرهم دلوقتي. passion، إزاي يكون عندي passion؟ إزاي يكون عندي inner peace في وسط الحياة اللي إحنا عايشينها؟ أنا هتكلم علي أنا وأنت. يعني أي inner peace انت عايز تحس بيه وانت ابنك كان بيعاني من الحاجات دي كلها. What kind of inner peace you're talking about? What kind of passion you're talking about here? كل واحد فينا هنا موجود عنده مشاكل لا شك. فازاي عايزنا نمشي نعيش بالباشن دوت الحاجه اللي انا بحبها. انا ما بعملش الحاجه اللي انا بحبها علشان انا اقدر اعملها، انا مضطر اعملها عشان اكسب فلوس واقدر اعيش، عندي مسؤوليات. فوات باشن inner peace ازاي وانا خايف ان انا اخسر شغلي مثلا. انا لسه مش شغال يعني. لا بس
ما عرفتني باسمك.
اخوك عبد الله.
عبد الله
شهاب. ف inner peace ازاي؟ انا عمري ما حسيت بالinner peace دوت غير في اوقات معدوده جدا في حياتي، وكانت غالبا مع ربنا وانا بصلي وانا بقرا قران. ما دون ذلك عمري ما حسيت
ما فاتك شيء.
ايه؟
إذا بيجيك inner peace from these two things ترى ما فاتك شيء.
قليل جدا قليل جدا جدا. فحتى دي يعني احنا مش الايمان عندنا مش موجود بالشكل اللي المفروض يكون عليه. انا مش مقتنع في وسط الحياه اللي احنا عايشين فيها دي ان حد يجي يكلمنا عن باشن. يا اخي تعال احكي لك الحاجات اللي انا المفروض اعملها عشان تيجي تكلمنا عن باشن. على السوشيال ميديا احنا على الفيسبوك عندنا اكتر كمصريين يعني كلام كتير. الفيسبوك اكتب لما تطفش واطلع فيديوهات. الناس بتطلع تتكلم، ولا انا اسف الكلمه، بتتفلسف. لو ستوب هنا، انا عايز ابقى بوز كات، هكومنت هرد عليك دلوقتي وانت كمل الفيديو بتاعك او كمل البوست بتاعك. الموضوع مش بالبساطه ان واحد يجي يتكلم عن الباشن. يا جماعه الحياه is a struggle، صعبه جدا جدا. انا مش بهول الموضوع، انا بالنسبه لي هو الموضوع اوكي بسطها على قد ما تقدر، بس برضه في حاجات صعبه كتير. انت عشت الموضوع ده مع ابنك ازاي؟ انا ما اعرفش ازاي اشوف امي وابويا مثلا دول، دي حاجه بتجنني، بس انا مضطر انك تعيش معاها. عارف ان في حاجه وحشه بتحصل وهتحصل، بس انت عايش معاها. ان انت تشوفهم مثلا بيكبروا قدامك وبيتعبوا، ازاي عايز تكلمني عن الانر بيس وانا عارف ان في يوم هيجي وهشوف امي وابويا ميتين؟ What kind of inner peace we're talking about؟ أنا مش عارف هل الموضوع معقد مثلا بالنسبة لي ولا، بس أنا عايز أقتنع بموضوع الانر بيس ده. أنا عايز يبقى عندي inner peace اللي هو I want to smile زي صاحبك اللي بيسمايل كل يوم ده. لو سمايل أنا أعتقد يعني ده ظني، مش بذمه يعني، أعتقد إن هو كذاب من كتر ما أنا مش مصدق إن في حد يقدر يسمايل كل سمايل عن إيه؟ أوكي في أوقات بتيجي حلوة، أنا آسف طولت عليكم، بس الأصعب والوحش أكتر بالنسبة لي. فيا ريت اكون قدرت اوصل، وشكرا.
He was the only person who was not inspired, but he inspired me. So thank you. يا صديقي لما أقول لك find your inner peace, I don't mean that I found it. هو رحلة البحث عن الinner peace هو اللي eventually is going to take you. واحدة من الحاجات اللي أنا هحاول أقول لك عليها and it's not easy. It's never easy. طيب it's not. Don't let the incidents that happen in your life disrupt your inner peace. طيب برضو أنت ممكن تقول هذا الكلام إنشائي ولا كلام مفاهيمي أكثر مما هو عليه، لكن أنا دائما أدعوك أنك تشوف البودست مونكس في عام 1954 أو حاجة زي كده. Did anybody see the picture of the monk who sat down and poured gasoline on himself and set himself on fire? Okay. I think it was in Myanmar or Burma أو حاجة زي كده. He was a monk بالفوطة البرتقالية. But he was so peaceful that he protested the genocide that was happening in his country, that he poured gasoline in himself and he set himself on fire وجلس مكانه. He sat in that pose until he turned to ashes. Okay? He did not move. That is the power of finding inner peace. That nothing inside of you that is happening gonna disrupt your inner peace. Because why? الناس اللي زي كده are the people who can manage and handle crisis. طيب I don't say that inner peace is, green lawn and blue skies and rain and cows walking around. It's never get there. It never gets there. الشخص اللي عايش هناك عارفين هايدي the cartoon? I don't think she found inner peace. It's not something that you're going to put. It's not something that life is going to give you. It's something that you have to instill in yourself to move forward. We can talk about that. أنا غالبا ما جاوب سؤالك لأنه سؤالك مفاهيمي عميق جدا. It's going to take you some time. How old are you? 26. يا جماعة, the 20s is often the decade of life that clashes with everything that happened to you. طيب, the teenage years are the years that you rebel against everything that you were taught. 20s is the age where you think you can change the world and you're driven and nothing gonna stop you. 30s is when you accept that nothing you can't change everything, but you can work on the things that you actually can. What you're going through is actually very healthy. طيب, I hope we become friends, and in 10 years, you're going to come back to me and tell me you were right. Because I only found, I don't want to say peace, but a little bit of calmness after 35. Okay? Life is a journey, and 30s are not old. You're going to be surprised.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Faiz, for the very inspiring speech. And this is just to supplement something that you've already said, to complement this journey. And the young man who would inspiration is not a luxury. Okay, this is something that you have to have. Another thing is you're only as useful as you are strong. So you're only good for your family if you are strong and you wake up every day and you work out and you go to work and you save money and you are managing yourself. So you're only as useful as you are strong. So at these moments, this is where you should look for inspiration. You're like, look at yourself, ask yourself, how can I be useful before I complain about how difficult life is? So look at yourself, be useful, things are going to get better. You're only as good as your strength to others, not to yourself only. So don't think selfishly about how my life is hard. We all go through hard things, but as long as you're being useful to someone else, that's where you can draw strength. And thanks.
This is exactly true, because if you're failing, the people who are hooking up to you, maybe your old parents, your child, if he's gonna see you, trembling, he's not gonna have the courage to stand up. Sometimes you're gonna have to fake strength and power until you get there. Okay? And you will get there. Keep that passion اللي عندك. You're saying there's no passion, but you are extremely passionate. Keep it. There's a fire that's burning inside of you. Keep it burning. Eventually, it will get you somewhere. طيب. Fire may be hot, but it gives you light. Take it. طيب. خذ الشعلة وأمشي. Anybody else?
Yes, I want to say something. I'm here.
Can you stand up, please?
Okay. Well, first, it's a reply for an answer for what he said. Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you siblings?
Yes. Okay. First, I think that his concerns are he's worrying about things that are not in his control zone. So you worry about what you can control. Money is something that you cannot control. The income, you can control the work, so you work hard. Your family, you cannot control who's going to live, who's going to die, who's going to travel, and who's going to stay, but you can control that you can make them happy today, because you're not sure that you're going to live tomorrow. So you focus on what you can do, and well, I think I made my point clear. That's for what he said. I have a point about what you said in mentorship. I want to add something, not a question. You said search for a life coach, a mentor. But I think, as I lived in Egypt, it's not very easy to search for a life coach.
Never easy.
Well, what I did, just sharing my experience, is just push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone, as they say. Take some obstacles, do something that's really, really scary. You know inside you, I don't want to do this. Nah, this is very hard. I don't want to take this step. Well, go do it. Push yourself, cry yourself every day in the morning and go to this, not bad job, but scary job. Do that scary thing and you will find there a mentor. Your mentor is not your friend. Your mentor is not somebody who's friendly, as he said, but he's someone who's going to fight with you every day. He's going to push you out of the boundaries and you will find out your assets, as he said. So this is because I found a lot of people who are struggling to find a mentor. I think just pushing yourself out of your comfort zone will help you a lot to find a mentor, and all my mentors actually were my bosses. It was a very hard time. I gave them a difficult time, a very bad time. We actually became friends after that, but they pushed me out and they taught me how to face my, I don't know how they call it, my fears. I was afraid to show myself. I was afraid to say whatever my fears are. They push you a lot, and this will help you. So that's what.
Another thing, if you are part of, if you work in the servicing business, so you have clients, it's often the most difficult clients are the ones who teach you something. Did anybody hear me? Do I have to repeat it? Okay, so I'm saying if you are in the servicing business, if you're like, if you provide services to clients, it's often the most difficult clients are the ones who teaches you something. You may not reach his objective, but sometimes it's the most difficult clients that pushes you to your limit or out of your comfort zone. Anybody who worked with me in the past 2 weeks, they know what I'm saying. Anybody else?
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, thank you, Fayiz, for the wonderful speech. It's been really good this morning. I'm here to reprimand Fayiz. Fayiz, thank you for the wonderful speech. It's been fantastic so far. I've really enjoyed it. I really just wanted to tag on something you were pointing out earlier, because you were dancing around passion, and I also want to tag on Zegzook here, Mohammed Zegzook, because he's a very intelligent man, and I think the two of these things go together, the passion point and usefulness. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I'll just say how I think. I think it's a very vital thing, because you kind of brought up a little bit about, at the beginning you kind of brought up a point about passion and not necessarily a good thing, or in some instances. And how I would put that is that I think passion without usefulness is where you get into problems. And I would kind of almost put what you said, I'd flip it. Really, the more useful you are, actually is the stronger you become. And one of the ways that you can really find, there's a real exercise, and I'm not sure who, a lot of different people talk about it when they're saying try to figure out what you want to do in life, and I don't know exactly who, but I think a really interesting to do is to kind of take a good way to figure out where to go, I guess, from where you are, and maybe this is something you could use, and other people I'm sure in this room, is to sort of assess for yourself, okay, where are my interests, my passions, my things that I really do, the things that get you up in the morning, get you excited, to kind of make all those, and then sort of look at, okay, where are my talents or the history of where I am. I mean, maybe I grew up in a certain country, so I'm very familiar with the people from those countries, and I have a lot of talent there. So not just your education, but also your life experience. And so not just formal education, but look at how you grew up and the experiences, how that makes you different. I mean, for example, Fayiz, you had a horrible thing happen to you, but with your family. But I think now that's become part of who you are, and you're able to share that and inspire people through it. And the third thing that's, I think, vitally important is this area of usefulness, which you need to also look at, okay, even though I've got passions, and I also might have areas I'm talented in, where can I actually serve the world and my community, or the people the things I want to see the most? And that's actually where you will find, where all those things intersect is where you'll find where you should go next, is what your next step is. And that's always going to be what's in front of you. That's sort of how to find it and choose your next moment. And if you can keep doing that in your life and know when you're getting off kilter, you're going to have a really good life, and you're going to find that inner peace, as you just mentioned. You'll find those next steps, and it's always vital to take a step. But usefulness is a key component, and I think the moment you start getting selfish about it, where, as you were pointing out, Fayiz, about passions, and just looking at something narrow, but not thinking about anyone outside yourself, there's not a lot of, that doesn't get back to you need to be able to sustain, it doesn't become sustainable. So that's a vital aspect I think we should talk about more and more. So thank you, Zegzook, for bringing it up, and thanks you, Fayiz, for that wonderful talk so far.
So one thing I would like to add, a lesson I learned about 4 days ago about being useful. I was in Taif, and there was a shoot that we're supposed to shoot, and there was only 40 minutes before sunset, and we needed to shoot it in available light. The camera that was supposed to be coming from Jeddah was late. Everything was going wrong. My partner was with me, and he just told me, pick up the car and go after the truck. I went from Taif to Mecca, took a U-turn, and found a truck, and it came back to the place within time. I did not do anything at all. What I did is just drive the car and bring it to the location in its late time. However, the client was, because if I was standing there with him, not knowing what I was supposed to do, I wasn't being useful. But me doing the act of just driving the car and trying to push the truck to come on time made him satisfied. What happened? My going down, the client's stress went down because he sees that me as a provider is trying to help him. You know, I can't pick the car and throw it to the other city. Just had to go through the process. But showing the intention always helps. You know, trying to be useful, it's not about the outcome, it's just about keeping on trying.
So first of all, I want to thank you for the great speech. And second thing, I want to answer to Abdullah, right? So I feel like for you to find what you love, Abdullah, if you really want to find what you love, first things first, one of the great advice I got from my father was that it's okay to be lost. And because in my university, when I wanted to go into like my career and I don't know what to start, he told me it's okay to go into a lot of things until you find what you love. So it's fine if you're in your mid-40s and you still haven't found it, okay? So one of the most defining moments in my life was that I lost my mom at a very young age. And that moment I would either make that moment be the sad person or I would just get up and be happy. And this is something that people usually tell me is when I talk about my mom, they say that I talk about her like she still exists, which to me, she still exists. So my advice is for you to just take support, and for you, if you feel lost, it's fine. If sometimes you feel like you're powerless, that's fine. Just find strength in that and just pursue whatever you want. Even if you don't find support, just find the strength inside you, like the inner strength Fayiz was talking about. And just, our 20s is a time to be lost. And we don't have any kind of responsibilities right now, so that's okay. So yeah, that's all I want to say.
You know, I'll just say, it's not okay to be lost. No, you have to be lost. If you were never lost, you probably was never found. You need to be lost to be found. You can't find something if it wasn't lost. So if you're not lost, you better start thinking if there's something is wrong with you.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm Rawan. So I want to comment about the mentor thing. And also about Abdullah, because he reminded me of myself 3 years ago.
You guys, he inspired everybody today.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm 26. I changed my job 3 times, hopefully not 4th anytime soon. So at my second job, I didn't find any inner peace. I was totally in a mess. I was totally lost. This is not me. I'm not paying well. Okay. So they weren't paying me well. And my main issue was because there was no mentor. I was blaming people because there was no mentor. I get sick of myself. 2 years of sadness, 2 years of not finding anything that makes me happy. Money, traveling, nothing. So I sat down. Okay, what are you gonna do? Stop blaming people. Stop blaming people to teach you. I was fresh, yes, junior in my experience in my career. But then, what should I do? The company that I was working for, okay, they're good. I'm happy, but they're not supportive. They're not teaching me well. Even my previous job, the 3rd job, after I turned 25, 24, I become my own mentor. I start searching, I start digging, I stop blaming people. I stop blaming people. I become my own mentor. Even if I'm sad, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to worry too much. My hours of sleep, it's only 3 hours a day. Why? Because I worry too much, and that's okay. I shouldn't worry too much. It's okay. صوتي عالي, I think. Okay. So 2017 يعني معدل ساعات نومي 3 ساعات فقط. Why? Because I worry too much, and that's fine. That's why I know I'm gonna get there. Even when I get there, I know I'm gonna still worry to the next step. It's never peaceful. It's never peaceful. But as long as it's never peaceful, you should be happy. And everyone, I don't know why I'm looking at him, but everyone. Hello, Sahla.
Any other question? Thank you, Rowan, for this statement. Okay. We're gonna go through some things for Creative Mornings. There is a new Creative Guild, which is a global directory creative company. If you are a company or an agency studio, you can just sign in. It's something like LinkedIn, but it's more for the studios and agencies that it's more into creativity. Okay, our Creative Mornings manifesto, everyone is creative, everyone is welcome. Yes, sure. We're going to thank our global partners, MailChimp, Adobe, WordPress, and our local partners, our annual partners, Hulam Agency, our printings, Sketch and Print, our coffee providers, Element, this month, and Allure Hub, thank you for hosting us. And Kareem, thank you for the promo code. And last month we had a small corner called Hidden Talent. Hidden Talent كان واحدة من الأوراق مكتوب عليها إنه I do good معمول. It was روان الجلال. And she is sponsoring us as a service this month. No, it's National Day, so المعمول والهذا you have to taste it. Thank you, Rowan. Okay, زي ما قلنا دحين احنا في 189 مدينة في العالم وإن شاء الله الشرقية is coming soon. المدينة نفس الشيء بإذن الله. Anytime they will launch. Okay, we're going to thank our lovely headquarter team for all the support 24/7. They're with us. Our social media. In social media, we put our page. So anyone would love to register. The link is in bio. It's Riyadh_CM on Twitter and Instagram. You can use our hashtags. Okay, I had a lot of questions regarding registration process. So we've made a video that shows how the registration. It's either in the Instagram or Twitter. You can find the link directly to Riyadh chapter, or you just go to Creative Mornings, Riyadh, then more info, and then register. You fill in the blanks. Then if someone can't make it, we understand because we have a lot of the people in waiting list. So just release your ticket if you couldn't make it. Okay, we have something called 30-second pitches, which is within the community. So we have already done with Fayiz, but is there anybody would love to share an idea, a project? Okay. Yeah, sure.
So I'll try my best to make it 30 seconds, but I'll not talk in something other than the chaos. Sometimes we voluntarily seek chaos because we link it with something very good. If you have a chaotic daily life, that means it's adventurous, it means you're outgoing, it means you're passionate and so on. But if you look very closely, you find that you unconsciously seek pattern. By the time you go through chaos for a couple weeks, you create this routine where you do it over and over again. The same thing with why do you love certain genre in the music? It's because it has certain pattern and therefore you love it. Why do you stay with certain friends or group of people? Because they have a pattern of how they think and how they behave and how they talk. So it seems what we notice is that no matter how chaotic your life is, there's going to be end point where you create this routine so you get back again. Because the chaotic thing always requires so much intellectual energy, it requires so much time and effort. So out of chaotic, you always find a pattern at the end. So the overall message is that chaos is a very temporary, and then you return back to your routine. So why temporary, why exist? There is no clear reason, but maybe because it wants to open your eyes about new possibilities when it comes to how your life should be. So never worry about it. It's just a temporary thing, and then you get back to your routine. So.
Thank you, Khalid. Any other? Okay, you can come to the stage.
Hello everyone, my name is Ghada Al-Jibrin. I'd like to share with you a simple project that I've been working on with me and my team. It's a startup that's called 1111_SA. It's basically a party/gathering planning platform where you can enter the website and basically order packages, ready-made packages for different gathering themes such as Eid gatherings, bridal showers, baby showers. We even do corporate gatherings such as employee welcoming, employee engagement activities. So please approach me. I'd love to talk to you about it more. Thank you.
Thank you, Ghada. Okay, في أحد تاني? Okay, we have a new station. I can't see.
Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hassan, and I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I am the CEO of a company called Master Me. Our headquarter office is located in New York. So we're currently working on a profound project here in Saudi Arabia. We're working on bringing NBA coaches. Who here has heard of Coach Steve Kerr? Golden State Warriors? No, Coach Steve Kerr. Stephen Curry? Good. So we have access to them. And we have access to the top junior NBA coaches, Eric Beckler, Cash Cannon, who won the Junior NBA Coach of the Year. So inshallah, we're working on bringing them to come to Riyadh and Jeddah. My organization just signed a contract, or is working on signing a contract with the World Bank, the United Nations, World Food Organization, and we want to do an internship and provide internship opportunities to Saudis fulfilling Vision 2030 to work and intern at the World Bank office in Washington and also in Riyadh. This is all in process. If you would like to learn more about what we do, you can visit www.masterme.co, or I'll be around. I'm the only one wearing a hat, I think. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Hassan. Hassan and Ghada, we have a collaboration station there. You can write all the details so we can share it in our page on Instagram, Twitter, and our page on Creative Mornings.
Good morning, everybody. Todd Nims. Like we said, Fayiz and I used to work together. So I'm opening a new company. It's called Empty Quarter Entertainment. Mostly focused on cinema and content and consultation. We'll also be looking at some new tech like AR, VR, future kind of realities with experimenting with that space in entertainment. And, to get a glimpse at some of the content that I've done in the past, I just had a movie that I produced called Jude. I don't know if you guys heard about it. NBC reported on it yesterday, but it's the first Saudi film to be screened in cinemas here. If you guys want to go see it, tomorrow, Sunday National Day, it'll be screening in Vox Cinemas. You're welcome to go. The tickets are first come, first serve. But you can go there. It's the VIP theater. Screenings start at 8:45 a.m. And I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a great film. Okay.
Thank you. في أحد? Okay. Can you come to the stage?
صباح الخير. Me and my sister, we will start a project. It's sorry, shabab, for females يعني. It's a book club, and your mind will be booked 2 times each month, and it's called Booked. With details إن شاء الله راح نحطها هناك. Thank you.
Hello again. Okay. I have a small business at home. I'm a good cooker. So anyone who's fan of dates, he can follow me, blisspoint.sa at Instagram. I make mamoul, I make dates cake, I make anything related with cakes. You can give me suggestions though. Thank you.
في أحد كمان؟ أوكي. حتكلم أكثر عن الستيشن. أول حاجة عندنا الهيدن تالنت. Just write down your talent وإن شاء الله we will في أحد؟ أوكي. البوث هنا هو موجود. الهيدن تالنت. Just write down your talent. We're gonna post it إن شاء الله في البيج حقنا. Creative Mornings Riyadh. If you have any project that you need an extra hand, you need to hire a creative for 2 weeks, for 1 week, for an extra hour, you just type it down وإن شاء الله يعني they will go through it and they will stick their information and we will get back to you. So we are trying our best to make this audience engagement easier as much as we can. And we have something chaotic there, as in our theme is chaos. We made a puzzle and try to organize this puzzle regarding to our theme. Anyone has any question regarding Creative Mornings, to Fayiz, anything? Okay, you can mix and mingle with the community and start make connections. Thank you so much.